This is the story of how a 21-year-old street racer made fun of police across Charlotte, North Carolina, got over 375,000 Instagram followers, and could not be stopped. Not because he was too fast, but because police rules actually stopped officers from chasing him. Carlos Manuel Clark drove a black 2018 Corvette Z06 with 650 horsepower and a license plate frame that said, "Will Run." He posted videos of himself running from cops all the time, used hashtags like "Don't Chase" in every post, and got over 20 million views across his social media accounts. For months, he used a trick with the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department's chase rules that made him basically impossible to catch. But when police finally got him, they found something way more serious than street racing. And what you will find in the very end is absolutely shocking. The name TheStolenZ06 showed up on Instagram and TikTok, where Carlos Clark built his whole online following. The name itself was part of the trick, and here's the twist that nobody expected. The Corvette was actually never stolen. Police officially said that the Corvette isn't stolen and it is seized, which means the whole thing was fake, just designed to get attention. By March 2024, when Clark got arrested, he had over 375,000 followers on Instagram and 36,000 followers on TikTok, with his videos being watched over 20 million times total. This wasn't just some kid messing around with friends, this was a real social media business built on filming crimes as they happen. The videos followed a simple pattern. Clark would see a police car make his engine really loud to get their attention, and when officers tried to pull him over, he'd drive away super fast while filming everything. Videos showed him going 90 miles per hour in a 35 mile per hour zone and over 103 miles per hour while running from officers who couldn't legally chase him. Dr. Sarah Levins, a brain doctor at UNC Charlotte, explained why people do this. "This is a thrill, and it's not thrilling unless other people are seeing you take all the chances. This is where the adrenaline rush stems from," she told reporters. Hundreds of thousands of people were watching, leaving comments, sharing the videos, and in many cases cheering on for what Clark was doing. Social media sites have created a system where dangerous illegal stuff was getting rewarded with attention and fame, and Clark knew exactly how to use that system. Now, a 2018 Chevrolet Corvette Z06 is not a normal sports car. This car had a supercharged engine that made 650 horsepower, could go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 2.95 seconds, and had a top speed over 186 miles per hour. The starting price was over $79,000, and the fancy ones cost over $100,000. But how fast the car wasn't actually the main problem. The police rules were. Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department had strict rules made to keep people safe. The rules are simple. Officers can't chase someone unless somebody's life is in danger right then. If there were kidnappings, armed robbery, or shootings, these allowed the police to chase. Traffic problems, even really dangerous ones like reckless driving over 100 miles per hour, don't count as reasons to chase. CMPD Chief Johnny Lennings defended these rules. "Unless it's a crime dangerous to life, we do not pursue these vehicles. We have to weigh the options, and we have to see what is most dangerous to the public. The last thing I want to do is have an officer behind a vehicle get seriously hurt or killed." Carlos Clark understood these rules perfectly and used them against the police for months. He knew that as long as he wasn't doing something violent right at that moment, officers legally couldn't chase him once he drove away. This created a weird situation where the rules made to protect people were being used to let dangerous behavior happen with no quick punishment. Daniel Redford, president of the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Fraternal Order of Police, talked about how frustrated officers felt. "For the police, it's really a lose-lose situation, because I guarantee you that the officers who are dealing with this are extremely frustrated because they know that their hands are tied. They want to go after this idiot, but they can't because they're bound by policy." The Corvette slipped out of police hands over 10 times, and every time the same thing happened. Officers would turn on their sirens, Clark would speed away while filming, and the rules stopped any chase from happening. Clark's first time getting in trouble with police happened in May 2023, almost a year before his big arrest, when Cornelius Police arrested him for running from police and driving with his license taken away. He got let go after that arrest, and his behavior kept going and got worse. In January 26th, 2024, officers saw him driving 90 miles per hour in a 35 mile per hour zone, and they couldn't catch him. The 6th of March 2024, they saw him going over 100 miles per hour while running away. Again, they couldn't catch him. In March 18th, 2024, CMPD started Operation Scarlet, a special investigation just for Clark. Instead of trying to stop him while he was driving where the rules tied their hands, they switched to detective work, figuring out who he was through his social media posts and building a big case against him. 10 days later, on March 28th, 2024, Clark hit a police car and then locked himself inside of his house on Morita Drive. Eventually, he gave up, and what police found when they searched his house was shocking. When investigators looked through Clark's house that day, they found what looked like a big selling operation. Police took the black Corvette Z06 along with over 150 pounds of containing candy and pre-rolled. They also found 3.6 pounds, 4 guns including an AK-47, 2 AR rifles, and over $1,900 in cash. These weren't amounts for personal use. What started as a street racing investigation had turned into something way more serious. The charges against Carlos Clark added up fast: running from police with a car, assault with a deadly weapon for hitting the police car, hit and run, traffic, having drugs to sell, selling near a park, reckless driving, fighting with police, and having equipment. And here's where the story gets even more frustrating. Clark got let go the same day on a $20,000 bond. The story gets way more complicated here when you learn Carlos Clark wasn't working alone. Christopher Lewis Clark, his twin brother, got mixed up in the legal trouble and drug selling. May 21st, 2024, both brothers got arrested together in Airedale County during a traffic stop where police found 371 grams and over 300 grams of. This time, Magistrate Callahan said both brothers had to stay in jail with no bond. September 17, 2024, both brothers were arrested again in Huntersville with SWAT team involvement. Carlos was held under a $40,000 secure bond, while Christopher received a $30,000 bond. The September investigation revealed evidence suggesting the brothers were allegedly providing illegal narcotics to minors. Former CMPD Chief Assistant Vicky Foster had warned after the first arrest. He's very lucky that he hasn't hurt or killed anyone. I hope that the consequences turn out to be serious enough that he will realize this is not a game and that he will stop this kind of behavior. The pattern of getting arrested, released, and arrested again within weeks showed big problems with how the bail system deals with people who keep breaking the law. This insanely crazy case started big public arguments about several issues. Diamond Jenkins, someone who lived in Charlotte, explained one view. "I'm a mom and I think it's very dangerous, inconsiderate, and selfish," she said about Clark's behavior. 3 big issues became very clear. The chase rule argument became important, with former Assistant Chief Vicky Foster asking for rule changes, while Chief Jennings said that the dangers of high-speed chases are often worse than the benefits. There were good points on both sides. Social media's role in making criminal behavior look cool became another hot topic. Clark's huge following showed how websites can make very dangerous illegal stuff popular and turn it into entertainment. The computer programs that decide what videos to show don't care if something is legal or illegal. They just care about keeping people watching. How well the bail system works came under question as the pattern became obvious. Clark got arrested in May and released the same day, arrested again in April, arrested again in May, arrested again in September. The $20,000 bond in March clearly didn't stop him from doing it again. What this case really shows is 3 things crashing together: modern police rules made to keep people safe, social media websites that reward attention no matter how you get it, and a criminal justice system having trouble dealing with people who keep breaking the law. Carlos Clark found a trick in the chase rules and used it over and over again. Social media created a totally new reward system where he wasn't just breaking the law, he was building a brand around it. The near 400,000 followers and 20 million views meant attention that he could possibly make money from. Website computer programs don't care about what's legal, they care about watch time and keeping users on site. The bail system seemed to fail when you look at the timeline: multiple arrests within months, worse and worse charges, and proof of ongoing crimes, but Clark kept getting released back where he could do it again. So where are things now and what's the final conclusion? September 17, 2024, the last time we know he got arrested, Carlos Clark was taken into custody in Huntersville with SWAT help and held at Mecklenburg County Detention Center with a $40,000 bond. After that, there's no public information about what happened to him or how the case ended. No trial dates, no deals, no guilty verdicts. No punishment information could be found. What happens to Clark is still unknown. His charges cover multiple counties and include serious crimes that could mean a lot of prison time. Whether he gets punished in a way that matches how serious his actions were, whether his case leads to rule changes, whether social media fame was worth the legal trouble, these questions don't have answers yet. What is clear is that the mix of rule tricks, social media attention, and criminal business created a situation where someone could openly make fun of police for months, build a huge following doing it, and the system had trouble stopping him until they changed how they approached it. The irony shouldn't be missed. The car was never stolen, the whole thing was made up for clicks and views, but the results for Clark, for public safety, for the arguments his case caused, those are very real and keep going long after his social media accounts went dark. And that's the story of the stolen Z06.